Really bumpy, has a lot of character. It's really fun for us drivers to drive down the corner and not have the track be perfect, so you can move around a lot. Guys make mistakes here, and you can capitalize on it. You don't want to be the guy making a mistake, but hopefully the other guy does. Now today is obviously pretty hot. I'm actually wearing shorts today. They used to not let NASCAR, anybody in the pits, wear shorts. And I wore shorts in there one day, and they said, "You know why we used to not let anybody wear shorts?" And I said, "Why?" I said, "So we wouldn't have to look at legs like that." But it is really hot, and that will have an effect on everyone. You know, people get a little dehydrated, get run down, get more agitated, lose concentration and focus and all that. And it makes it really tough to race. But I'm just excited to be driving a UPS car. This is a big deal for me. It's truly a big deal for for everything that UPS has done in the sport. With Dale Jarrett over the years, I mean, I grew up a Dale Jarrett fan, and to see everything that he did with you guys, it's very, very cool to be driving this race car. I landed in Louisville the other day, and I got to see the hub there. That's pretty spectacular. I went over to Best Buy's headquarters, and they talked about how much they use UPS. And actually driving to the airport, which is not a joke, I was driving to the airport on Thursday morning. I'm running down this little road in Missouri. And here comes this truck up a gravel road, and I didn't think he was going to stop, and I thought we were going to wreck, and I started slowing down. It was a FedEx truck. I thought of all the things I could run into this week, everybody here would probably be okay with that. So, but I'm here for you guys. I'm your guys' driver, so anything you want to know about me or about the race or anything about NASCAR racing or anything like that, I'd be glad to answer any questions you guys have.
When are we going to see another backflip?
That's a good question. I hope we do a backflip tonight. I mean, this sport is so competitive and so tough. 15 races ago or 16 races ago, we were fighting for every win at the end of the year. We were tied for the championship points. I mean, we were every week in a position to win. And then it's, fast forward 15 races and we're 11th in points. We're not terrible or anything, but we're not running the same way we were. And it's so tough. And what I focus on is always doing my best, not getting down and out. When things start going poorly, just like in business or anywhere else, you can make it worse by starting to change your habits and freak out and get mad and point fingers and all that. So we try to keep working forward towards our goal. It's a good question. Yes.
Carl, it's a great pleasure to meet with you today, number one. Number two, you're a great representative of your team and spokesperson for your team and your sport, NASCAR. And my question for you today is, what is your favorite track? Small short track, intermediate, super speedway, and do you like the group racing or the 2, 3, 4 draft racing?
So he's asking what my favorite type of track is and whether I like the drafting or the tandem racing. All the tracks are different. Does anybody here race a car? Anybody drive race cars at all? Okay, so what's legally? So what happens is, it's hard to tell when you're watching these races. These cars have 900 horsepower. They weigh 3,500 pounds. They look like they're just going around the track. Everything's working out. People up here, you guys take a bathroom break, get a drink, whatever. But in the race car, every time you drive down these corners, you're sliding the car. The car is, you can't go wide open through the corners. So the trick is managing how fast you can get around that corner and not lose control and all that. So as the tracks get bigger, like Daytona and Talladega, the track is too big for the cars at that speed. So any one of us in this room, I could teach you in an hour how to drive around the Daytona or Talladega at 190 miles an hour. It's really easy. So what happens then is everybody's wide open, and you get into this big pack because everybody's drafting. It's like an avalanche. The snow's coming down the mountain, and the snow behind doesn't have the air hitting it, so it runs out front, and then it gets, everybody cycles like that. So that type of racing is completely different. I do not enjoy it because you can't make something happen through your own talents or skills or the crew chief or anything like that. So this type of racing right here is really fun, these 1.5 miles, because you're going almost 200 miles per hour, and when you turn down the corner, the car is bouncing and sliding, and you really have to manage that race car. So I like these intermediate-sized racetracks. I think they're a lot of fun. It's a good question. What else do you guys want to know?
Carl.
Yes, sir.
Besides you winning tonight, who's going to come in second?
Well, I hope it's one of my teammates.
Who's your pick?
Second. There's a couple fast cars. I think Jeff Gordon was really fast in practice. Kyle Busch was really fast in practice. But tonight, at this type of racetrack with this temperature like this, practice was done in these temperatures, and nobody really knows how the cars are going to handle when it cools off. when it cools off, the cars go faster, so they compress farther into the pavement, and everything changes with your suspension and stuff. So it's a guessing game. They've got all these engineers right now trying to compute everything, trying to figure out how it goes. And you know, the guy who's leading for the first 25 laps might have a hard time later because his cars will be, you know, the car will be in a different environment.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Carl, last year David Reagan was over for Media Day at Worldport.
Yeah.
We gave him a good luck charm, and he won at Daytona.
Oh, man.
So I'd like to give you
Thank
this.
you.
All right.
Good luck tonight.
A good luck charm. Thank you.
Any more quick questions?
Every time people tell me, they're like, hey, you know, 3 years ago, I shook your hand before the race, and you won. I'm like, dang, let's shake it. Like, race car drivers are pretty superstitious. I've heard of guys wearing the same socks for years. But, yeah, I try not to do that. I kind of just Yes, sir.
If you wasn't a driver today, who's your favorite driver out there that you respect the most?
Yes, who's my favorite driver? If I had to pick somebody to cheer for or something, I'd say Mark Martin would be the guy that I cheer for the most. He's a really, really good guy. My teammate Matt Kenseth, he just announced he's leaving, but I get along with Matt really well. We used to not get along, now we get along great. So he's a guy that I'd be really happy for if he won. And Jimmy Johnson too. Jimmy Johnson's a heck of a competitor. I mean, we fight like dogs out there. I mean, it's every man for himself, zero-sum game. Your loss is my win. But after the race, it's so neat to, you know, like my first win, it was in Atlanta. Jimmy Johnson was leading. I got by him on the outside in turn 4, coming to the checkered flag. I mean, we banged doors and won the race, and the first guy down there in victory lane was Jimmy Johnson. And I mean, that's really hard to do as a competitor when you lose to go congratulate someone. So there's a couple guys like that out there that are just Class A guys, and it's really cool to be able to race against them.
The truck guy.
Most of the rest of them. You gotta be careful.
Why is Kenseth leaving around?
I think the deal with Matt leaving, I mean, he hasn't really talked about it too much, but it's really his decision. And I don't want to speak for him or anything, but at the end of the day, we're all going to miss him a lot. But the opportunity for Ricky Stenhouse to come is huge. I mean, the only reason I have the opportunity that I have right now to be driving this car is because Jeff Burton left and went to Childress. And I mean, that week, I'll never forget it. I mean, it was the biggest thing that ever could have happened in my life. I grew up racing in front of about this many people in a $1,200 Volkswagen that my dad and I put together in the parking lot at his shop. So for me to be able to do this and have the opportunity is huge. And now Ricky Stenhouse is going to get that opportunity. And I'm telling you, the world is going to love Ricky Stenhouse. He is a heck of a guy. And Matt will be, wherever Matt goes, he'll do fine. And I think he'll still be a good friend.
Hold on, good luck, Charlie.
Okay, I'm going to go to the driver's seat, but once again, here. Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoy the race, and you guys, your service is unbelievable. Thanks for doing what you do. Thanks.
Good luck, Carl.